Hello, guys, gals, and non binary pals. Thank you for joining me. I have two really important things that I need to tell you, and I am not fully human yet after the event. So it went fantastic. I am still a bit dysregulated. In order to pull off something like that, I had to pour a lot of energy into it. So this isn't going to come out as coherent as I wanted it to be, and I've realised that in order to get this video out, I'm just going to have to go ahead and do it, and it won't be everything that I hope it will be. But the first and foremost thing I want to say is thank you. Thank you so much to everybody who came to the Skillshare networking event for Scottish Highlands Federation. We were supported by funding from Highlands and Islands Environment Foundation and by Sea Changers funding, without which we wouldn't have been able to run it. And I was personally supported by all of you, because I reckon at least 50%, if not more, of the people who showed up came because I personally sent out private invitations with less than 24 hours notice in a panic, because we had so many technical difficulties up until that point that I was terrified that our promotion just wouldn't work, and we didn't end up going down the route of a print run for our poster. It was entirely social media driven. So if you shared or saved or liked or commented on a video or came along to the event, you made that happen, and without it we wouldn't have the network. Like, that's where it's at. It was you guys. So we pulled it off and it was really exciting. We had around 40 participants, which is only a very slight drop from the participants we had last year, in spite of having literally no notice and potentially having to call off the event with less than 24 hours notice. That is fantastic. The people who were there brought such incredible energy. As soon as I have a recording available, I will be able to post a link to the talk, and I'm definitely going to get that to you guys. What else? We have done everything I had imagined might be next year's topics. So we not only had these incredible talks from really enthusiastic and just such passionate speakers, but the contributions that we had during the discussion part, which we left open instead of going into separate breakout rooms, was just such a breath of fresh air as somebody who very often works alone. Seeing people come together with collaborative ideas. So not only have I floated my idea, which seems to be taking off, of collaborating with up to 10 artists to take parts of the stuff that I collect, the ghost net, the ghost gear, microplastics, medium plastics, so like 2.5 to 5 centimetres, and net clippings, fisherman's kisses, things like that. I'm going to make up art packs basically from beach found objects and send them off to 10 different artists. So if you're an artist or you know an artist, get in touch through sustainably.spectrum on Instagram. Send me a private message. I will try and check in on those. And I'm going to start being able to collaborate with you guys. And at the end of the year, what I hope to do is have a photographic exhibition, if not some sort of physical exhibition where you could bring this stuff together and start showing people what we are able to make with ghost gear. So that was received really well, in spite of the fact that I told absolutely zero people in advance that I was going to do that. That was amazing. We also have talks about collaborative art projects, how we can help each other, how we can get each other in touch. We now have a collective Google Drive, which Saki the artist last year, thank you so much. You put that together as we were talking about it. My sort of grand idea of one day in the far distant future, someone somewhere will come up with a yellow pages for beach cleaners and artists. You went ahead and made that, and that is still in use. So from last year, we brought that forward to this year. Everybody else is getting in touch using that. They are saying whether they're an artist or a beach cleaner and what sort of skills they can bring to that. And that's fantastic. And then there was a third thing, which the app/forum. So I am a huge fan of old school forums. I just think they're really cool. So I had floated the idea to the Marine Litter Working Group and the Marine Litter Forum through Coastal Communities Network. The Marine Litter Working Group is through Scottish Islands Federation, through whom this event was run and organised. That was like a sort of big idea that I don't have the technical know-how to actually do. But there were people in that meeting who do and might actually be able to make this happen before next year's meeting, which we also have put in the diary. So 23rd of February 2027, I hope that you're keeping an eye on the Scottish Islands Federation network and all of the social media associated with it. Because honestly, regardless of what happens to me at this point, whether or not I take off into the sunset as I've always wanted to do, and frankly probably is overdue, it doesn't matter if I am no longer the connection point, because you guys have connections with each other, which is the whole point of this network, that it doesn't rely on a single person who knows someone, but that we have a place to come together and collaborate. And that is one of the most exciting things that I can imagine happening in my lifetime, and to have been a part of it, and I suppose I have to acknowledge that I was the driving force behind it, that's just fascinating and fantastic, and I'm thrilled to have done that. I'm also exhausted, and the only reason that I'm making this video instead of disintegrating and taking some time to recover from burnout and everything is I promised that I would do some promotion for Dundee Listening Festival. So Dundee Radio Club have a 72-hour listening festival this year. We have had a 48-hour one before. I say we, I'm not that involved. There's an advert on there for Dundee Litter Pickers, of which I am a founder, but that's literally it. So if you're one of those creepy stalker types and you want to hear my voice for precisely 1 minute, then you can go and listen to Dundee Radio Club for 72 hours. It's going to be a mixture of talks and podcasts and activism and like just so much cool content from local creators, and supporting local radio as a forum and as a means of communication, and as a kind of old school drive back against all of this AI bullshit. So I'm incredibly excited about that. Completely forgot that it's the 26th of February until the something of March, the 1st of March. That's 72 hours, right? I don't conceptualize time in any way, shape or form. So I won't know what 72 hours is until someone tells me. But you guys will know that it's 72 hours because it starts at noon tomorrow, 26th of February. And it would be super cool if you guys logged in. Even for a little bit, because the more listenership that this gets, the better projects like this have a chance of being perpetuated, getting funding, getting enthusiasm, getting the community behind it. And I'm never thought of myself as somebody who would do film, TV, video, any of this stuff, and especially never thought of myself as somebody who would do voice-based stuff like radio. And I find myself in a situation where I do that now. And in spite of the fact that I personally will log out as soon as I hear my own voice, you guys don't have the same kind of anxiety because you're listening. You're still listening after 7.5 minutes. So if you can afford any time in the next 72 hours, starting at noon UK time, that is Greenwich Meridian time, GMT. So for most of my friends, that's probably like 5 hours earlier, later. Deduct 5 hours, I think. I don't know. Someone in the comments is going to know, and you'll be able to work out your time zone. But basically at any point from noon tomorrow UK time, if you can log in and just give them a little listen, and support them in any way possible. If you can follow Dundee Radio Club on Instagram. I'm going to guess they have a Facebook. I don't really use Facebook so much anymore. Please do. It would mean a lot to them and to me as a member of the community. So yeah, sorry this was a bit chaotic. I don't have capacity to do anything less chaotic at present. So yeah, just thank you so much, especially to the people who only turned up because I put out a panicked video with less than 24 hours to go, begging people to please follow the link. So the link for Dundee Radio Club will be below. If I keep this video up long enough, we will also have the link to the Skillshare recording, and if in the interim you're bored or whatever, I guess I'll put the link to Shaping Our Shores, because that's a free film that you can watch about beach cleaning, because if you're not bored enough of beach cleaning, then you can listen to me talk about it in the documentary as well. Thank you so much for listening, and I'm sorry, I'm still kind of recovering, but yeah, it'll be fine. Great, thank you guys.